Hello boys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome for the 2 o'clock previews in the Premier League today, and those games are Wolves taking on Tottenham from Molineux Stadium and Manchester United against Southampton at St Mary's. Don't forget, I'll be doing a preview for the Arsenal-Chelsea London derby later. That'll be at 3:30, and then later today we'll be doing our Premier League predictions for game week number 3. Hope you're all doing well anyway. We are around 15 minutes until kick-off between Wolves and Tottenham and Man United. Southampton, those games kicking off in around 10 minutes time, so we're going to get that on. Listen to that. And then we've got the London derby this afternoon between Chelsea and Arsenal. We'll be doing a preview for that game at 3:30. Cannot wait. London derby, another game for Arsenal. As I say, we had a disappointing start on Friday night at Brentford, but hopefully today at Chelsea we have a bit more firepower in our team. We have made 2 signings at the last game week. As I say, we have brought in Aaron Ramsdale from Sheffield United. Don't think he'll get any game time though today. I expect us to go with Bert Leno in net. This game this afternoon against Chelsea. Also, we've signed Martin Odegaard from Real Madrid on a permanent deal, but he won't be playing in today's match. He's getting his visa, so Odegaard will not be involved in this afternoon's London derby against Chelsea. As I say, we've got some tough games coming up. Obviously, next week Arsenal are away at Manchester City next week, so another tough game for the boys in red next week. And that game will be our preview on next Saturday at 12:30. So looking forward to that, along with our early game in the Championship next weekend. But as I say, big game coming up. We'll discuss the Arsenal-Chelsea game later on at 3:30 when we have the preview for that one. But first, we're talking about our first 2 games. Of course, we're talking about the Manchester United-Southampton game at St Mary's, and of course the game at Molineux between Wolves and Tottenham. They both are 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League. For the first game we're going to talk about, we'll talk about the first game, which is Southampton versus Manchester United. Obviously, both these teams had mixed results at the opening game day. As I said, Manchester United won 5-1 against Leeds. They are confident today. Rafa Varane is available for today's game. He is on the bench for Manchester United's game today at Southampton. Obviously, Southampton had that disappointing defeat on opening day to Everton, so Southampton at home this afternoon have a tough test with the visitors of Manchester United. It'll be a tough game for the Saints this afternoon. It'll be a tough game for them. But obviously Southampton, they made a certain stuff. They've got Manchester United. That is one of the previews we're talking about. Now the other preview today is that Molineux. Nuno is back as Spurs manager this afternoon. Now Spurs go to Wolves this afternoon. Wolves, both those teams had mixed results. Also on the opening game day, Spurs beating Man City last week, while Wolves lost away at Leicester last week. So Wolves are at home, homecoming for Nuno this afternoon, as Spurs are the visitors to Molineux, and they look to get some wins under their belt this season. And then I would say at 3:30 we'll have the big London derby preview. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea preview today from 3:30 this afternoon. We'll be live for that one. The kickoff for that game is a 4:30 kickoff for Arsenal-Chelsea. That is later on. But first, we are talking about Wolves v Southampton. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Wolves v Tottenham and Southampton against Man United. 2 massive games. We're listening to the Man United-Southampton game because that is our base from 2 o'clock. That is the game at 2 o'clock, and then we have the match commentary for Arsenal-Chelsea later, so looking forward to that. I would say as well, massive day. We've got these 3 previews. We've got previews now of Wolves, Tottenham, Southampton, Man United, and we've got preview later for Arsenal-Chelsea. That'll be later, and then later this evening we'll have game week 3, the Premier League predictions for game week 3. Game week 3 predictions for our Premier League predictions. We're doing game week 3 predictions later as well. So we've got a massive Arsenal stand on the way. As I say, we've got 3 previews: Southampton, Man United, Wolves, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea later, and then the predictions video for game week 3 for next week. So we've got a busy afternoon ahead. As I say, we've got 2 games that'll be kicking off very shortly, which are Wolves and Tottenham, Man United, Southampton. So I don't want to miss. I'm probably going to follow the Man United Southampton game, so I'm going to go and listen to that in a few moments. I don't think there's a match commentary for Tottenham Wolves. I'm going to go and listen to Southampton v Man United in a few moments. And also I'll be doing the preview for Arsenal Chelsea, and that's also on 5 Live, I believe, today. We've got match commentaries of both Arsenal and Chelsea later, and then this afternoon it's Man United Southampton commentary, so I'm going to listen to that in a few moments. That's why I'm not going to have a long thing, this preview. We've got about 10 minutes until kick-off, so yeah. So I'm going to stay here for a few more minutes because we've got 10 minutes to kick off. Just bear with me, so I'm going to mute my mic and just put 5 Live on 1 sec. There we go, sorry about that, I'm back. I was just getting the 5 Live ready for the match between Man United and Southampton. Well, that game kicks off in 7 minutes time. So I'm going to be with you for a few more minutes. We've done 6 minutes. In a few moments, we're getting ready for Manchester United versus Southampton. That is our preview, our big game this afternoon. Live commentary of that from St Mary's. It is another game week. It is the second game of the season for both Manchester United and Southampton. Massive game that is at St Mary's this afternoon. And the other big game this afternoon, as I say, is at Molineux as Wolves take on Tottenham, and Nuno's back at Molineux this afternoon. And then I say later on this afternoon we've got the derby between Mikel Arteta and Thomas Tuchel. I'm talking about Arsenal-Chelsea, derby day in the Premier League. Arsenal v Chelsea. If you missed yesterday's preview, what are you doing? You missed a brilliant day yesterday. If you missed yesterday's games, some brilliant games happened yesterday. We'll talk about the Premier League games, of course. Yesterday in the Premier League, Liverpool 2-0 winners over Burnley. It was a brilliant result for Jurgen Klopp's team. 3 points at home against Burnley yesterday. Also yesterday, it was a 0-0 draw in the London derby between Crystal Palace and Brentford. That game ended goalless yesterday. Also yesterday, Man City won 5-0 at the Etihad against Norwich City. So 3 points for Pep Guardiola's team. They won 5-0 yesterday in the Premier League. And also yesterday in the Premier League, Brighton defeated Watford 2-0. So 3 points heading the way of Brighton. Brighton now move up to second in the Premier League table, just behind Liverpool. As I say, our games here on Premier League Sunday, on Premier League Sunday's game, is Southampton versus Manchester United from St Mary's, Wolves taking on Tottenham at Molineux, and Arsenal taking on Chelsea at the Emirates. It's Premier League Sunday. Stephen Lilly with you here for our games this afternoon. Wolves versus Tottenham, Southampton versus Man United, and Arsenal Chelsea later. Some massive games on to end game week 2 of the Premier League season. It is game week 2. We're live from St Mary's in around 5 minutes time. Kick-off between Southampton and Manchester United from St Mary's. We'll also keep you updated with the match at Molineux between Wolves and Tottenham when the goals go in the back of the net. We'll have you covered on a Sunday afternoon as Wolves take on Tottenham, Southampton Man United, Chelsea Arsenal. We are around the grounds this afternoon. We'll keep an eye on the Spurs game as well, but we'll let you know that one. We'll let you know the results of those 2 games on the stand. When we do Arsenal Chelsea, we'll give you a full update on both those games later on the stand. So thank you guys for watching for now. I hope you've enjoyed it. It has been the preview for Wolves versus Tottenham and Southampton versus Man United. We'll be back later from 3:30 for the preview between Arsenal and Chelsea. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you at 3:30 See you then. Take care.